For a power grid to provide us with electricity, we rely on the proper functioning of electrical substations. This is the EPIC testbed at SUTD. EPIC was designed to enable cybersecurity researchers to conduct experiments. EPIC has smart meters, generators, programmable loads, and so forth. This is the SCADA workstation in EPIC. And here are IEDs, PLCs, and so forth. Here you see our FPRO device bumped in the wire in front of an IED. We have also brought our own device to simulate adversarial activity, such as a compromised entity or a distant attacker. This figure presents the key components and protocols of the substation automation and remote control in EPIC. Here is a straightforward interaction example where the control center is sending a command to an IED. First, we send a command from the SCADA workstation to the circuit breaker to close it. In this attack, a compromised entity within the system impersonates the control center. The compromised entity sends a syntactically correct command to the same IED. Now let's protect the system with our FPRO solution and see its core functionality. We mesh our devices on the wires where they operate autonomously on the messages passing through. Two FPRO devices are used in this example, one at the SCADA workstation, the other one at an IED. The FPRO device generates and verifies lightweight cryptographic evidence on the source and path of the ICS messages. Activating it is as simple as bumping the FPRO device into the connection point of the protected devices. Now let's repeat our example attack that succeeded before. In this attack, a compromised entity within the system impersonates the control center. The FPRO device drops the message and does not bother the IED. Next, let's put the attacker outside of the substation, but give the attacker access to VPN vulnerabilities and the genuine secret key of the control center. In this second attack, the attacker compromises the VPN service in the substation and gains access to the network by augmenting their privileges. The command is the same as the one sent by the compromised entity in the previous attack, but this time it carries cryptographic evidence produced with the genuine secret key. The command passes through the VPN server and arrives at the IED. The FPRO device in front of the IED blocks the message again. Even though the cryptographic evidence is presented, it is blocked because its provenance doesn't match. The provenance of electronic data is defined as the derivation from a particular source to a specific state of an item in the reference below. In our particular context, we focus on checking the authentication of the message source, the verification of the message delivery path, and the transformation of the message on the path. Multicast message authentication in an ICS has two additional challenges: more stringent time requirements and multiple destinations, which rules out a symmetric key approach. We have developed a new signature mechanism that has the benefits of public key schemes, but is closer to symmetric key schemes in terms of performance, although it is suitable only for short messages. In this scheme, we frequently update the verification metadata at the client, say every 10 milliseconds, and use the information to verify later messages. To test this new scheme, we have attached our own device to listen to broadcast messages. We follow the messages broadcast from this IED. Each message goes through FPro and is verified by the FPro device that protects our laptop. The genuine message is verified and read by our laptop. Here we see that the FPro device is updating its verification metadata, which is called root data in this test. Here we see a message being rejected even though it was proven intact and genuine by another IED. And here we see the adversary trying and failing to update the root before sending its messages. The core FPro protocol can be extended to provide multi-factor authentication for field service devices. In this scenario, the laptop represents a field service device that has been brought to the substation by an operator. Along with the authorized laptop, we will require the user to make use of an authenticator device. The user authentication requires 3 factors. First, the memorized password of the said user. The user enters their password on the authenticator device. Second, the authenticator device, such as a pre-configured smartphone that has its own offline generated key. The generated evidence, a one-time password, is given to the field service device through a one-way communication channel. We present 2 options: a QR code reader with a camera on the field service device, or a near-field communication reader, which requires a little bit of inexpensive hardware. Third, we need the user's authorized field service device. The field service device, given the one-time password and its own key, issues the cryptographic evidence for its command. At the IED end, the FPro device receives and verifies. The one-time password has a lifespan and a specific target, thus FPro counters replay attacks. If it isn't fresh, hasn't been issued in the past few minutes, the FPro device will reject the command from the field service device. Or if the same cryptographic evidence is sent to another IED, it will be rejected even if it is fresh.